Okay, when you're ready, Andrew?
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed adjudicator, honourable chairperson and members of the proposition, my name is Andrew Bathe, and along with my teammate Dara Driscoll, we are opposing the motion that the procurement and use of embryonic stem cells is unethical. Dara has already talked to you about the possibilities and the medical benefits for stem cell research, and I am left to explore deeper into the ethical and moral issues involved, which I don't believe the proposition talked enough about. The proposal states that the use of embryonic stem cells is unethical. For something to be considered unethical, it must not conform to agreed standards of moral conduct. But here's where I encounter a problem. The problem I have that to me, it is unethical to deny millions of victims of Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, diabetes, and countless other conditions the possibility and the hope that in the future they can be treated, a possibility that stem cell research provides, which Dara has mentioned. Embryonic stem cell research is one of the most promising areas in biology to generate treatment for spores of different conditions. To me, it is unethical to let such potential for advancement go to waste. To me, it seems reckless and irresponsible. Now, to refute some of the claims made about adult stem cells in the proposed speech, I will say that in regard to differences, adult stem cells are far less versatile. This has been proven time and time again by medical associations. But they're far less versatile in the numbers and types of tissues that they can become, which makes them not a viable alternative to embryonic stem cells, which can become any tissue in the human body. This makes them far more safer to use. And of course, in the debate about stem cells, I must mention the real-life controversy surrounding the topic, a controversy that has sparked a debate raging through the public, healthcare providers, medical and clinical researchers, the Catholic Church, and of course, pro-life campaigners. In society, it's the pro-life campaigners and the church that are the biggest issue with stem cells. And myself and Dara, we strongly sympathise with their goals and intentions of protecting human, sentient life. But regretfully, they have managed to turn the area of all stem cell research into a battleground of ideals, tying it up in controversy and speculation, making the word stem cells into ugly words in the minds of people. Of course, I cannot deny that the use of embryonic stem cells bear strong similarities to the issues surrounding abortion, which is a far more ethically complicated issue where neither side is completely right or completely wrong. But the issues that have the pro-lifers and the proposition concerned, they don't apply, and it's my job to explain why. You see, on the incredibly informative DSI pamphlet about stem cells, there is a question that reoccurs regularly on whether an embryo has the same moral rights as a living, breathing, functioning human being such as everyone in this room. Or if not, at what stage does it obtain such moral rights? This is quite clearly the most pressing issue regarding this debate, one that our opponents are keen to point out, and one that me and my teammate have no intention of dancing around. There's the great physicist and thinker Albert Einstein that said, a person's moral behaviour is effectively based upon their sympathy, their social ties, and their education. Now sympathy, think about that for a moment in this context. The best description I could find for sympathy was the feeling of pity and sorrow for someone else's misfortune, or an understanding between people. So as you can see, for sympathy to exist, i.e. for an individual to contemplate, share, and understand the feelings of another living thing, then both participants must be capable of such feeling. Unfortunately, a 3-day-old embryo has no brain, no sensory organs, no awareness of its surroundings. It is simply not capable. It cannot feel pain, sadness, worry, anxiety. 3 days after contraception, it is just about 150 cells. Some that may seem like a lot, but to give you an image, a fly's brain contains over 100,000 cells. So here an interesting idea comes to mind. If it is suffering that has the proposition concerned, then I'm sure it'll interest to know that every time someone swats a fly, they're causing more suffering than the destruction of a 3-day-old embryo. This is a grim thought indeed, but one that cannot be overlooked. The proposition might tell us here that we cannot destroy the potential for human life. But I'm afraid this argument gets us nowhere in finding a definite answer to the problem. Because given the incredible advances in genetic engineering, every cell with a nucleus in the human body has the potential to become a human being, given the right manipulation. So every time you scratch your nose, you are engaging in a holocaust of potential human beings. But please do not think I'm trying to belittle out embryos or stem cells. They are undoubtedly an incredible marvel of revolution. They are the foundation of all forms of complicated life. The most extraordinary of all is their potential to help us understand that complexity, and their potential to ease the suffering of millions of conditions that have plagued humanity for so long. But we and Dara sympathise with the proposition. At a glance, any layperson can see the moral issues involved. But with embryonic stem cells, when the facts present themselves on a closer inspection, we see the reality. Ladies and gentlemen, the procurement and use of embryonic stem cells may certainly not be a black and white topic to look at, but it is ethical, or rather, it is unethical to hinder its progress. Thank you.